You ready to move on to some free agency, or not free agency, but guys on the move?
Yeah, definitely.
Tyreek Hill was released by the Miami Dolphins, part of Miami totally clearing house. Get rid of the coach, get rid of the GM, get rid of Tyreek, get rid of Bradley Chubb, get rid of anybody with a contract down there in Miami. That's basically the approach that they are taking. Now, this was expected because Tyreek will be 32 by the time he plays his next snap of football, coming off of a pretty devastating injury. For a couple of years now, he's been flirting with the Chiefs, talking about old memories, stuff like that, posting pictures of him and Mahomes. And now he has the opportunity really to go where he wants, but also within the limitations of, well, who actually wants him? Again, Tyreek Hill, highly productive receiver, but 32 years old, coming off of a huge injury. And the biggest factor of what makes Tyreek so great is his athleticism. So is he going to be the same guy coming off of this injury?
I mean, no. He's not. Like, in the end of the day, the good news for Tyreek is he can go to a contender. Like, he picks where he wants to go, and everybody who wants him is a contender, and they don't want him to be their number one wide receiver, obviously. They want him to be just another guy who fills in and, contributes. There's a lot of different teams that you could point him out to. I mean, I'll run through a few. How do you want to do this? You want to run through a few, or you want to just go back and forth?
No, yeah. Just go through a few. Go for it.
I think the Baltimore Ravens could be a decent spot for him.
You're telling me the Ravens would be interested in an old, past their prime, 5'10" receiver? No way. Not the Ravens I know.
They love that, help out Zay Flowers. This is the guy. He'd be a wide receiver 3 there, honestly. Like, they love old wide receivers. So I think the Baltimore Ravens could be good. I think that works well with Lamar. You want to be fast on offense, and you got speed there. You got Derrick Henry's power. Like, that'd be a tough offense to stop. The Bills could use Tyreek Hill.
Yes, they could.
Now, they don't deal well with like diva wide receiver. Like, Tyreek Hill is still a diva wide receiver in my mind. And they didn't deal well with Stephon Diggs there, so I don't know how that would work. But the Bills need something.
I don't know that they didn't deal well with him. I think they kind of grew tired of it. But Josh and Stephon Diggs were pretty close for a while.
They were, and again, like, I think the Diggs New England marriage is going to end poorly too at some point, because that's just how it goes for the most part. Like, the Patriots can't watch that Super Bowl and be like, Diggs is the guy. They can't watch what's happening off the field and be like, Diggs is the guy. And in that case, you usually choose to move on from a guy before they want to move on, and then it ends poorly. Yeah. Credit to the Bills. I mean, the Bills got rid of Diggs, and they were fine without him. Like, they didn't win with Diggs. They didn't lose with Diggs. Like, they were pretty much even either way. So him leaving didn't matter. Patriots potentially could use Tyreek Hill.
To replace Diggs.
Replace Diggs. I mean, if you had Diggs and Tyreek, the assault team.
Good Lord.
I mean, so it's not funny, but like, I mean, you'd be
spending the bye week in jail.
I mean, you've had 2 domestic abuses on your wide receivers, and Tyreek's Tyreek's probably been a little cleaner off the field than Diggs has, honestly.
Oh, I don't think so.
No, yeah, you're right. The traffic. But
he like punched his son and broke his arm or something.
Yeah, they both have a lot of baby mamas too.
Yes. I mean, Tyreek Hill is challenging Nick Cannon 10 in a year, something insane. Yeah,
they both got a lot of baby mamas. So I think that could be a good fit just off that alone, honestly.
They'll hold each other in check.
Yep. Like, I don't think, let's see, Seattle, I don't think they need him. Potentially the Chargers. I think he fits in well with Ladd McConkey and Quentin Johnston. Like, he's a good number 3 to teams who have somebody. So I think those would be some of my picks.
So I like the Bills because they have been looking for a field stretcher for a little bit. They brought in Amari Cooper just to see if he could be that guy, and he wasn't, but they could use him certainly. Josh carries so much of the burden there, and credit to James Cook too, because he did this year as well. James Cook was awesome, but they need some help. The Patriots, I agree with you. They could use Tyreek Hill, but again, at 32 years old, that's far from a long-term solution. And you'd be moving off of a 32-year-old Diggs most likely to get a 32-year-old Tyreek Hill, so you're not really solving anything. Other teams on this list, the Chargers I do actually like. I like what you said there, but you would have Quentin Johnston, Tyreek Hill, Keenan Allen, and Ladd McConkey. So, I mean, it's a crowded room. It's a lot of money going one position group. So maybe that's the reason that you don't. Other than that, I mean, kind of fitting in with your Ravens thing, the Titans, same thing. They love signing old guys who are making a lot of money or not at their best. but you do need to help Cam Ward. So there's a chance I would put them in there. Other than that, I'm not seeing anybody that's like, yeah, they really need Tyreek Hill to kind of help push them over the hump, because Tyreek, I mean, this year was not doing much. 4 games, 265 yards, 1 touchdown. I get it. 2 as his quarterback, and he was melting down. Year before that is the first time that he didn't have 1,000 yards in 4 seasons, but he did play a lot of that year with Snoop Huntley. So again, you can give him some grace. But I mean, the last time Tyreek Hill was dominant was his second year in Miami, 2023. He has 1,800 yards, 13 touchdowns, but that's also when he was 29 years old. And normally you say that's like the end of the window, the prime window for receivers. And just looking off of the stats, yes, there were extenuating circumstances, but that has held true. The end of Tyreek Hill's supposed prime window was that year, and it's been downhill since. And now he's coming off of a torn ACL and a dislocated knee.
Yeah, I mean, Tyreek Hill genuinely has not been relevant since the Noah Lyles debate. That was kind of the last time that we look at Tyreek Hill. It's like, yeah, you know, he's still a guy. I think the good news for Tyreek is that he is going to go to a team that is competing for a championship, because he really only slots in as a number 3 wide receiver.
Maybe number 2, but like with the emphasis on field stretching more than anything else. Like, so the team already has someone to control the underneath stuff, the intermediate stuff.
Like, I don't think the Chiefs is a good, like, I don't think, I mean, maybe the Chiefs is good because you got Rashee Rice and then you got Xavier Worthy, and then he fits in. But like, I think for the Chiefs, you need a big body. You need like AJ Brown.
Yes.
Over
sure.
Another short little fast guy.
Yeah.
You know, Xavier Worthy and Tyreek are too close in what you're asking them to do. Like, he would be a good fit. And I know, you know, a team like Philadelphia Eagles wouldn't use it. And I mean, they need to figure out what they're going to do with AJ Brown too. But like, I see him fitting in with like AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, and then Tyreek Hill, with also options all across the board. But those, like, that would be a good receiver core for him to fit into.
Yeah, he could. I mean, he could certainly fit in a number of places. Like, I mean, if we're talking about just fit, he fits really well with the Rams, because he's not Puka Nacua and he's not Devontae Adams, but the 3 of them complement each other so well because they're so good at different things. But it just doesn't really sound realistic.
No, I mean, there's only a few. I think Chargers is probably the most realistic. It's like, where does he want to play to? That's the other thing. The Chiefs, you know, like we just talked about, like, seems like he wants to go back to the Chiefs, or he's floating that. I don't think that would be bad by any means, but like, it just doesn't fit. Like, I think fit wise, if I'm thinking about where he fits, it's probably Baltimore or the Chargers, just because Baltimore likes old wide receivers, and the Chargers, like, he does fit in really well with that group. I know you're talking about the money, but I think that's the best spot for him.
Guys, if you are enjoying the videos, make sure you hit the like button again and subscribe so you don't miss out on the daily uploads from Tanner and myself.